Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to this analysis about the textbooks. In this time, we are going to analyze the textbooks, and the analysis is by Itza and Paola.
So, according to Little John's, we can select a book by the next three steps. We have to see physical aspects. Second, we have to see that the activities provide students clear instructions to know what to do, with who, and the content. And finally, the roles of the teacher and the student.
The activities that we are going to analyze is from the textbook Getaway. This book is by David Spencer, and it's for the Student Results Center.
Well, now we are going to analyze listening activity. Well, this is the most known type of listening activity. Listen and answer. We cannot listen the audio for obvious reasons, but apparently it contains the answers of the questions below. I see that the activity allows students to have immediately feedback so they can be aware of their results, and maybe they could try to figure out their mistakes. I think the activity has a good introduction when it asks students to guess the answers. The second activity is pretty similar. They have to listen and answer with the true or false, which is the most popular listening activity. The instructions are easy to understand. They express what to do, if they have to do it by themselves or with a classmate, and the vocabulary they are going to listen to. The activity does not present authentic materials or real inputs, but I guess this is not the kind of activity which need them. The students can develop the purposes perfectly, even though it presents an audio design for this specific requirement. This is a good activity for beginners who are introduced into new vocabulary. The vocabulary is pretty easy to understand if the students have to if the students have been studying English for a short time. And the last activity, I think this is my favorite one because it presents a scene where students can encounter in real life. Like, for example, the student is introduced into a new social group, and then the students start talking to a new person. This could be like a real scene in real life, and that's it.
The second activity that we are I going to analyze is the reading activity. Here the reading activity, well, the activity that we have here, it's really easy to understand. I think that to the students is really practical because the instructions are very clear. That the students should need to, when firstly need to work in pair, and then according to the instructions, they need to first read the article and then just answer the questions. I think that here it's a really simple activity, and I think that we don't need the students don't need all the help to the teacher or all the attention to the teacher. The teacher just can can be useful to just for a monitor. Maybe if the students have one doubt about the article, if don't understand one questions or something like that, just a little details. But I don't think that here the teacher role are um, very big. And I think um, this kind of activities to reading can help to the students to develop their skill, the reading skill, because they need to think, and then the students need to put a lot of attention in the article that they are reading or analysis. Um, and also, I think the authentic material is present in this activity because we have the article about tourist graffiti. So I think that could be a one authentic material that we have in this activity. The third activity is a grading activity. Um, Here also maybe could be um, more abstract because first the students need to order some kind of words for to do that postcard, but then they need to follow the instructions, and with this with this word they need to go to create a postcard. I think that this kind of reading activities are very good because first they need to think what they are going to write, and they need to put the idea in the reading, and they need to order, they need to see all the mistakes that they maybe they can that make in the reading, maybe grammatical errors or this kind or details in these activities. Um, the level of this activity is, I think, intermediate because they need to think a lot about what kind or word they need to use for the postcard. But with the help to the teacher, they need to develop more their skill, and they need to continue to finish the activities or the grading activities in this case. Um, I put I will put this activity in my class because it's also useful for the students. They need to think, they need to write, and they need to improve. With this kind of activities, they can improve their reading skill. So I think it's really useful, this kind of activities.
Now the speaking skill. First of all, I want to start saying that one good aspect from this activity is that ask students to work in pairs to create a role play in which they can have autonomy as they will be their own guides during the process and they will have a lot of interaction between each other. The instruction seems to be pretty easy to understand. However, the requirements are so simple, and I see some lack of possible real interaction. I mean, mm, students could not be really engaged with the activity. Also, the activity does not allow them to create a real dialogue even though the instructions specify that they have to say complete answers. Um, the truth is that the activity does not allow them to create long answers. On the other hand, we have a little extra activity where students must mark the spaces with numbers depending on the answer. But this could be more like an introduction activity to introduce students to another activity more developed. But the book presents this activity like a progress check, and I see no connection between this short activity with the one below. Finally, the activity does not present any authentic material, and as I said before, that could not allow students to get engaged with the activity, and the activity is pretty easy to follow. I think beginners and advanced students can develop it easily. And well, to conclude, I can say that this book is pretty easy, actually, the whole book, the activities. I think the book is for beginners or intermediate, sorry, students, because as you can see, the activities are pretty short and easy to understand. And that's it. I think if we are working with beginners, this could be a good textbook. What do
Yeah,
you think?
yeah. Actually, I think that the activities are really complete and really clear to the students. It's really good.
So,
And well, that would be all for this analysis. Thank you for listening us and watching us.